And the emphasis of that is to keep all 5 purposes in balance. Jesus modeled these 5 purposes. If you go look at John 15, 1 through 26, he actually modeled all 5 purposes. The first church fulfilled these purposes in Acts chapter 2, and Paul explained the 5 purposes in Ephesians 4. So this isn't just kind of one passage of scripture that somebody pulled out and said, hey, maybe these would be a good way to explain it. These really are throughout the New Testament what the biblical church was to be about, a biblical community. So you see again the Great Commandments, the Great Commission, and the biblical purposes for a local church for worship, fellowship, discipleship, serving, and evangelism. On the next page, you'll see that an intentional disciple-making process is the balancing of all 5 biblical purposes in your church. And you'll see this diagram for a healthy church disciple-making process. We often use this diamond to explain the simple steps of growing in each purpose, and it starts with a simple step of people who've come into the church from an unchurched background, and they come to Christ. They come to a class where they learn what the church is about. They hear about salvation again. They get baptized, and they can become a member of a church and make a covenant, a commitment to the church. And then there's the second step into maturity. They take class 201. They learn about what it means to grow through spiritual disciplines of being time in prayer, time in the Word, tithing, and other spiritual disciplines, being in a small group, being part of a biblical community. And then they take that third step into serving in the church. They find their shape in ministry, begin to serve in the church, in the body. And then they take that fourth step into mission or outreach, going back out to the community for evangelism, for the broader aspects of mission. And then you see kind of the fifth part. All of this is done with worship in mind, with magnification in mind. That is all for the global glory of God. This is an intentional disciple-making process. It's a way to help people go from just coming and seeing to growing in their faith to getting to the point where they're sacrificing, willing to go use their life for others. This is where people are getting healthy in the context of a biblical church with other members of the body of Christ. This is so essential to mission that I think that so often this is missed in a lot of mission today, that people are just saying the most important thing is just go and do something. Going and doing something is better than doing nothing. On the other hand, if you can go and be as effective as possible to not only love on people and care about people, but help them go from being unhealthy to healthy. And we're going to talk about more of that when we get to step 3.